See, the next topic is about the effects of volcanic eruption. Okay, what are the effects of volcanic eruption? Volcanic eruption has two effects majorly: constructive effects and destructive effects. What are constructive effects? Constructive effects are the effects which leads to the construction of landforms, and destructive effects are the effects which leads to the destruction of landforms. So mainly construction and destruction takes place in these two effects of volcanic eruption. Okay. So what are the constructive effects? First one is about landforms. Numerous types of landforms are created due to cooling and solidification of magma, which happens below the surface of earth, and the landforms are created on the surface of earth. They are known as extrusive landforms. Okay, extrusive landforms, the creation of landforms occur. So extrusive landforms are formed. Then, which includes volcanic plateaus, volcanic mountains, and volcanic plains. The next one is the types of extrusive landforms. First one is volcanic plateaus. They come from the lava which comes out. This is a volcano. Okay, this is volcanic eruption. So the lava which comes out, it solidifies, and due to the solidification of this lava, extrusive landforms are created. Okay, one of them is volcanic plateaus. Volcanic plateaus, like plateaus of peninsular India, especially of Western Deccan, is an example of lava plateau, and other examples are South African plateau, Colombian plateau, and Ethiopian plateau. Next one is volcanic mountains are also built as a result of ejected material from the fissures of the Earth's crust. What are fissures of the Earth's crust? This is the surface of Earth. What are fissures? Fissures are the crack on the surface of Earth, and from this crack, this molten material ejects out. That is known as fissure. Okay. So, what are its examples? Like Mauna Loa in Hawaii, and volcanic mountains are common in circum-Pacific belt, like Mount Fuji in Japan, Mount Mayon in Philippines, Merapi in Sumatra, and Akung in Bali, and Cotopaxi in Ecuador. These are the examples. The next one is about volcanic plains. There are very vast and smooth, extensive volcanic flooding centers. What are volcanic flooding? What happens when the lava comes out of the volcanoes? It spreads over a large area. Whenever it spreads over a large area, it creates volcanic plains. Okay, so the volcanic plains are formed, like Mount Napier 7,200 years ago. Okay, they are the examples. West Victorian plains in Victoria, Australia are the examples. And then Caldera Lake. What is Caldera Lake? What is caldera? See, during volcanic eruption, what happens? The upper part of the volcano blows away due to the volcanic eruption. The upper part of the volcano blows away, and it creates this structure. This is known as caldera. Okay, this U-shaped structure is created here, is known as caldera, and when it gets filled with rainwater, it forms caldera lake. Is known as caldera lake. Then hot springs and geysers are also one of the constructive effects. Hot springs, when magma comes out, when the molten magma comes out, and the earth's heat comes out through the fissures of the earth, through the fissure of the earth. So what happens? Generally, the water part inside the surface of the earth, which has percolated inside the earth's surface, it comes out as a hot water. So this is known as hot spring. Okay, this is known as hot spring. And what are geysers? Geysers are like fountain of hot water coming out, and the hot springs are known as or also known as thermal springs, because many minerals are found here. This is found in hot springs is found in Manikaran in Kulu Valley in Himachal Pradesh, which is a great tourist attraction. Okay, and geysers and hot springs are somewhat same because they are mainly the water coming out through the fissures of the earth. Some other constructive effects are lava and ash, which are deposited as a volcanic eruption. They provide valuable nutrients for the soil. They make the soil very fertile. And the places of high level, the geothermal energy is generated. Then dramatic scenery is a great tourist attraction. Okay, so these are constructive effects. So some destructive effects are also done by the volcanic eruption. Some destruction also takes place, like when the volcanic eruption takes place, it destroys life and property of the people. Agricultural fields are also destroyed. They are not suitable for cultivation. Then huge clouds are formed after volcanic eruption, which results in flood and landslides. Then volcano also emit poisonous gases which pollute the environment. And then explosive volcanoes in ocean create tsunami waves. Whenever volcanic eruption occurs in the ocean, it creates tsunami waves, which is very much destructive, which destroys the life and property of the people. Okay. In the next class, we'll cover important volcanic zones of the world in the next video, and I'll give you few questions regarding this chapter. You have to write that question in your copy. Okay. Then we'll start the next chapter, that is about earthquake. Okay. Now, see some topics which I have covered in this chapter. Some topics which I have covered in this chapter are causes of volcanic eruption, heat and pressure inside the earth, plate tectonics, magma chamber. Then products of volcano I have taught you, magma and lava. Then solid matter. Then structure of volcano I have not taught. Then the next topic is about types of volcanoes, active, dormant and extinct volcanoes. Then about the effects of volcano. Effects of volcano is very important, as in my last video I told you that types of volcanoes. In types of volcanoes, you have to remember the names of these three, the examples of these three types of volcanoes: active, dormant and extinct. This you have to learn. This mainly comes in the exam. And constructive and destructive effects also you have to learn properly. Then constructive effects. In constructive effects, I told you about the construction of landforms like volcanic plateaus, volcanic mountains, volcanic plains and caldera lake, hot springs and geysers. Some other constructive effects also: lava and ash which comes out through volcanic eruption. They create soil fertile. Then geothermal energy is generated. Okay. Then it's a great tourist attraction. That scenery is a great tourist attraction. Some destructive effects are also there, like which causes the destruction of the life and property of the people. And agricultural field also gets destroyed due to the layers of volcanic ash and dust. Then huge clouds are formed which create heavy rain. As a result, landslides and floods occur. Volcanoes also emit poisonous gases which pollutes the environment, and sometimes volcanic eruption occur near the ocean, inside the oceans, near the ocean bed, which leads to tsunami, which is very dangerous and it creates the loss of life and property of the people. Okay. In the next class, I'll tell you about the major belts and I'll give you some questions regarding this.